Okay, second video I'm going to cover here on the intifada protests that happened in downtown Toronto. They were massive, by the way. The second video will show that. I want to ask the question of, why is there not more condemnation coming from the mainstream media and just coming from the majority of Canadians? Because I don't think that this type of stuff has any place on the streets. It's so aggressive. Let's just take a look at this first video here.
There is only one solution!
There is only one solution!
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution!
So not only like the smoke, the drumming, the whole aesthetic of this looks very dark, and I don't know how you like jujitsu your way into saying that's anything but a call for some sort of aggressive combat. There is only one solution: intifada revolution. In my opinion, for sure, make your point in a better way than this. You take to the streets of Toronto and cause this massive scene, show out these slogans. I don't like this, and I don't think that it should like really be that. Like, I think more Canadians should be like, what is going on here? This is not right. And I'm not even taking in this video a stance on what's happening like in Israel, Palestine, just from the fact of, I don't think people should be shouting these slogans out in the middle of a downtown. And I'm not saying from a free speech perspective, like technically maybe they should be, but I think there should be way more, not should be, but maybe it should not be illegal. I mean, you could debate if it's an incitement or not, but that's not the video for this. But there should just be more condemnation. Like, it's embarrassing, it's cringeworthy, it's like hateful, it's brutal. And then listen to this one. Look how big this group of people is. So it's a little less clear to hear what they're saying, but I'm pretty sure they just said they're long live the Intifada. Look how many people that is. Like, this is not great for a country, and it just seems like there's kind of radio silence on the outrage to this. Because I looked through CBC News here, and I didn't even see a video on this. Just, I can't understand this. Like, I mean, is the only way to justify this is that's just wokeness? They just don't want it because they don't want to fit, like, I think that's despicable, to be honest with you. I just don't understand why it's not being covered more. This is not great for a country to have these massive protests in our biggest city with a bunch of people shouting intifada, intifada. And this is CTV, and I found one, but it's about pro-Palestinian protests take over the streets in Ottawa. So it's not even Toronto. And yeah, I didn't even, like, there might be one in here, I just missed it, but I don't see anything really about this. Now, I'm going to compare that to, actually, first of all, I'm going to go, Pierre Poilievre at least did. Like, I mean, Pierre Poilievre has just really rose to the occasion in terms of being a leader. Like, it's no wonder he's up in the polls so much, but he did bring this up in the House of Commons, so we'll watch here.
Bring them home. Here at home, though, our Jewish friends and neighbors have been doubly victimized as anti-Semitic mobs take to the streets shouting, "From Palestine to Lebanon, Israel will soon be gone. There's only one solution: intifada, revolution." Will the government clearly and unequivocally condemn these genocidal chants from hateful mobs on our streets?
I mean, to me, that is such a layup. And it'd be the same if it was the other way. If it was some other group yelling that kind of stuff about a different group, just take the countries, or whatever, mix and match, whatever's happening. That to me is such a layup. Whoever's doing it, like, just no matter who the group is, it's not right.
The Honourable Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Mr. Speaker, Judy Weinstein, Vivian Silver, Ben Mizrachi, Netta Epstein.
And so she doesn't answer the question, like, about condemning that type of language, but she does bring it up here. The same person, Jolie, she does talk about it in this clip here, because she did not, in the House of Commons, she just kept deflecting. Like, he actually brought it up, I think, 3 times.
That's what you do when you hold a position of power in these difficult times. You support people. You show moral leadership. You don't frickin' gaslight people. not on a day that is so important for the country. And clearly that's what Pierre Poilievre was doing today. And clearly what he was saying, he was trying to play petty politics on the backs of victims. And so that's why not only should he apologize for what he did, but clearly the guy's unfit to become prime minister because Canadians deserve way better.
So I actually didn't even see that clip. That was an even worse answer than I thought. That was incredible. First of all, the only part I saw was the petty politics part. I'll touch on that first. You're in politics. What do you mean petty politics? He brought it up. I showed those clips. That's not like a small amount of people. And I'll talk about the gaslighting in a second here, but the petty politics point to say, oh, I think her point was maybe it's October 7th, so you shouldn't be bringing this up today. You're both in politics. I do not think just saying, oh, he's trying to play politics, that to me scores 0 points, means nothing. You're in politics, he's in politics. Politics are going to happen in the House of Commons. I don't think that statement really makes a lot of sense. And then the gaslighting thing, I just showed the clips. Those were massive, massive protests, and he just said what they were saying. So, I mean, that's just one of the all-time overuses of the word gaslighting, which came into everyone's vocabulary in the last 2 years, but I've never heard it misused that badly. That was incredible. So we'll move on here because the next point I'm going to make in this video, and we're just about done here, is I just don't know how there can't be bipartisan condemnation of stuff like that. I think until we get to a place in this country where we can do that, it's going to be too chaotic. It's very bad. It's dangerous. Listen to what some other examples of things that have happened in the country that have gotten so much more media attention. Like, again, that one got almost no coverage in the media from what I saw. Pierre Poilievre at least mentioned in the House of Commons, to his credit. This video, right, I'm going to show you, it's just cut off on the screen. This video, 10 million views. It's from 7 years ago. I'm just going to play about 10 seconds.
Well, it is a controversial topic on a Toronto University campus this month. Some people on the campus saying pronouns like he, she, him, or her do not represent them accurately. Now, the university wants staff to use alternate pronouns, but Jordan Peterson is a psychology professor at the university.
So if you remember, this conversation took hold, I think this video is about 7 years ago, but we had a big debate about this nationally, a huge debate. This type of debate, like, became global. The United States talked about it. This is why Jordan Peterson is a household name now, like, across the entire world. It's from this. So we had the discussion about this. Where's the national discussion about, is it like Canadian values? Is it proper? Is it just polite? Like, just, you shouldn't be yelling out this stuff downtown. They're like throwing off smoke, whatever, in the air and all this stuff, waving flags. It looks very militant. So that was something that got discussed. Here's another one that got discussed a lot, and this is about kind of around the time Stephen Harper was running for Prime Minister.
And this is on top of the fact that they once banned women from wearing the niqab while taking the oath of citizenship.
I actually chose this country for the reason is it provides me with the freedom of my to practice on my religion as well.
And so in Canada, we had a way bigger discussion about this as well. This was a big issue that the media actually covered it, not just from what I saw, one video out of like CBC and CTV. This was covered a lot. It was an election issue. And yeah, like this massive show, this John Oliver show, he released this just before the 2015 election. This is an American show, but this video got so many views. And this topic certainly was discussed far more than that intifada stuff that Pierre Poilievre, again, tried to bring up in House of Commons, but never even got an answer, and then told he was gaslighting. And then one more here. Canada really cared about this rhetoric. If you remember that, this was international news as well.
You people love you that come here, whatever it is. You love our way of life. You love our milk and honey. At least you could pay a couple of bucks for poppies or something like that. These guys. So again, Don Cherry here is talking about basically wearing a poppy like they're wearing in that clip for Remembrance Day. And the phrase there, "you people," is what he got in trouble for. But basically, the way he said this was such an outrage in Canada. Again, all the news stations picked it up. This is CBC, he got fired from. You see the logo in the corner.
this was a way bigger outrage in Canada. So essentially the point of this video is, like, we have all these rules that we have about the speech, but when people go into the streets and do this,
There is only one solution. There is only one solution. There is only
Solution.
intifada revolution.
Intifada revolution.
like, give me a break. Is this not 30 times worse than those other things? Like, for example, the Don Cherry one is essentially like an old man not keeping up, and not that he didn't say it the right way. I wouldn't have said it the way he said it, but it's like a slip up on live television. This is obviously planned. They have a planned chant. This looks very militant. They're banging drums. There's smoke in the air, and the chant is just like in support of. I mean, I'm sure like they would say, "Oh, we need to do this for." They'd have some justification for it, but it's not the right way to go about it, in my opinion, for sure. And I'm sure lots of people agree with this. It's just, I think we have like a media that still is incredibly woke in Canada, or whatever it is, whatever the reason is, they're afraid to talk about this, or they just agree with it. They think it's fine. Like, it has to be one of the two, I guess, unless there's another reason I can't come up with, but they either are fine with this, or they don't want to like deal with looking insensitive. I don't understand. So yeah, like that the truth is, I don't fully get what is happening here and why you can do this and you get essentially very little pushback in the media. But there's these other things that I brought up, which aren't like complete. Like, you can see the logic of wanting somebody to show their face when they're taking a citizenship exam or a test or whatever that was, but you can see the logic of just wanting to verify, hey, is it who you think it is? What the logic of this is just seems to be promoting chaos. So anyway, with that said, I'll end the video there, but if you made it this long, thank you very much for watching. Consider liking and subscribing, leave a comment, and have a great day.